Hello everyone, Silver Mellow here with another art video. Today's video is turning Genshin Impact characters into Ben 10 Omnitrix aliens. I hope you all enjoy and enjoy the story. In many worlds, there are many different kinds of stories of heroes, villains. However, there aren't too many stories that tell the bravery of a 10-year-old kid. In my world, there is a hero who started at a very young age, 10 years old, known as Ben Tennyson. When he went on a camping trip with his grandfather, he came across an alien machine that allows one to transform into species of aliens. At first he started off with 10, but as his adventures and hero work progressed, he gained more and more, to the point of, at his adult life and his peak of heroism, he became Ben 10,000, where he mastered 10,000 different aliens and their forms. And as all good things come to an end, so did this legacy of a great hero. However, he did have a family, and the Omnitrix survived going through the family bloodline. Years and years have gone by as many different Tennysons have become world-renowned great heroes. Not as great as Ben 10,000, but so far we've had some pretty good heroes. Till one day, the style of aliens changed. A young teenager known as Luna Tennyson was doing her plumber training, the secret government agency designed to help the world with alien threats, was finally getting her Omnitrix. She spent months and years learning the ways of Ben 10,000, the legendary hero of the past, and so far she passed all of her training, and she was even more adept at using the Omnitrix, so the simulations said. But when it came down to it, the first day she went on a mission with her own Omnitrix, it failed. No one could understand why, but at the heat of the moment, it wasn't good. They were in the middle of a fight, and because she couldn't use her Omnitrix, they had to retreat. But not very many people were annoyed. Till one night, her and her best friend went to go and fight an enemy. This enemy was her way of redeeming herself for messing up with the Omnitrix. She still couldn't get it to work until a moment when she was about to see her friend be killed. It was heartbreaking. She couldn't do anything. She just could only sit there and watch. Or so she thought. In a desperate act of moment, she slammed on the Omnitrix, begging it to work. And then the Omnitrix came up and said, calibration complete, DNA extracted. And all of a sudden, what would normally have been a ice golem looking alien was this feminine, long-haired, icy ice queen. She couldn't care at that present moment about what she looked like. She shot out an ice wall and protected her friend. She did everything in her power to defeat the enemy, and they won, in fact. She beat the alien using the Omnitrix. But no one could understand why. It didn't work until this one moment, why it stated it had to recalibrate. No one could understand why. But All she knows was if it wasn't for the ice alien that somehow turned out looking more like her, she would never have been able to save her friend. Okay, so with this art piece, I honestly just feel like maybe I should have made it more alien looking, but to be fair, I'm not fussed. Anyway, a few weeks had gone by while they were taking tests and running data on why the Omnitrix was acting weird. The plumbers had developed a new Omnitrix as they were trying to recreate Ben 10,000's old Omnitrix. You see, Ben 10,000's Omnitrix only could be used by Ben Tennyson because of the DNA that was stored in the Omnitrix. You see, only when the Omnitrix goes onto someone, it can only use their DNA. So they tried to replicate this, and that was where the problem was. The Omnitrix that Luna Tennyson had been so advancedly made, or it was so advanced that the scientists that worked at the plumber headquarters couldn't get it to be exactly right. As a result, all the aliens that Luna Tennyson would normally have became half-breeded aliens and humans using her DNA as the mixture. So they tested out some different aliens. They got her to transform into an alien that was known for its rocky build but goat-like features. You see, it had fur, horns, and even rocks. It was a defensive type alien that most of the Tennysons now use to help deal with big, strong, force type enemies. But when she transformed into this alien, she wasn't on all fours. She was able to stand on two legs. She didn't have paws or hands. She had these club-like hands with these yellow spikes. She had red markings and red eyes. It was weird, but the thing that also came up weird was that even though she was female and the alien that was in the Omnitrix's DNA was male, it turned out that her alien form came out male, and her true personality had been changed to a much more sadistic fight and flight sort of personality. It wasn't a bad thing, but they couldn't understand why the aliens were becoming half human, half alien humanoid creatures. In the midst of their experiments, while in this new alien form that they called Rampage, as the name suggests, she started to rampage, destroying the facilities, breaking everything she found. She even injured a few of the plumbers that worked there to try and help with the situation. So, in the middle of this fight, they had to grab Luna's sister, Moon Tennyson. Moon Tennyson has her own Omnitrix. It's a blue, sleek Omnitrix. Instead of green lights, it's blue. She was more focused on ice-type aliens. She was a very much icy queen sort of person, which makes sense. So when she found out that she went on a rampage, she thought this would be the best time to, get her jealousy out, because she really liked how Luna Tennyson's ice alien ended up looking, thanks to the mixed DNA. They fought for several hours, but they ended up calming her down. And that's basically what happened. That's how strong the rampage alien was. Combining that with human DNA, which gave them much more better intellect, it was insane. This was a very powerful alien. They managed to get good data on why she turned into a humanoid mixed alien, but they just still have to run more tests. Okay, so with this design, I actually was very happy with how it came out. I wish it was a little more animal-like, but otherwise I love the texturing, I love the shading, I love the stance, I love the whole thing. I think it came out very well, and, well, I hope you guys did too. In the final test, they needed to test out what would happen if a much more dangerous and much more alien-like bit of DNA in the Omnitrix would do once you transformed into it. So, they decided to choose an alien that has been not so far used in the Tennyson family, as every time they try to use this particular alien, they end up not wanting to do anything. They just let their friends get on with it and expect other people to deal with the situation. And they they just refuse to do anything. It's kind of like how Ben 10,000 had an alien in his teenager years that does nothing unless your mind, the inner the inner voices in the mind, all agreed on this one thing. It's not a pleasant alien, but under the circumstances, this was one of those aliens that you had to really convince to help you. So this alien was well, when she transformed into it anyway, was a humanoid werefox. You know, like werewolves and whatnot, but more of a fox, has the more facial expressions and whatnot. Either way, the weird thing was that it had this weird ring, this golden ring around its head, as if it was like an antenna. It seemed to be where it was absorbing electricity and on the odd occasion shoot out large beams. She was a pink crystallized being with no fur other than the hair on her head and her ears. She had 5 fox-like tails with her Omnitrix symbol on her right shoulder. She had metal like claws and teeth, and the only things that didn't come out looking crystallized was her hair and eyes. It seemed like a very dangerous alien, as when you look at it, all you could see was the electrical signals going around its body, where the spine and the bones should be. It would freak out a lot of kids, but in this circumstance, it was a very good alien, as when we were testing out, one of the imprisoned aliens, kind of like Vilgax's son, but a lot different, since Vilgax is dead. Same with Ben Tennyson, they were legendary villains and heroes. But the same species came around looking from the Omnitrix ages ago and we captured it, but we don't know how it managed to escape again. Luckily, though, this type of Vilgax alien was a much more weaker to lightning. So when we were testing out and everything was going down, we sort of just focused Luna Tennyson's, killer instinct in this mode, or in this case, the when you can convince them to do something, convince them to aim all their power towards the escaped alien. The escaped alien was strong, but at the time, in this form, she wasn't in full control. As a result, when she was convinced to attack this tentacle, disgusting being, she was able to. The fight was outstanding. The electrical current, the lightning strikes, it was very powerful. It essentially looked like that this one alien could have taken down the old Vilgax, but, he's dead, so we'll never know if the research would be valid. All we know is that, for some weird reason, her Omnitrix is taking human DNA and alien DNA and mixing them together. We just have to go under the assumption that something went wrong in the development team. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that story. I don't think I told this one very well. I wasn't exactly having the best time with writing this story, as I really couldn't think of much to really go on for a Ben 10 story. I think, to be fair, I had writer's block when I was writing this story, but it doesn't matter. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. A few tiny design notes, because I feel like I might have rushed them when I was telling the story. With the Ice Queen one, I honestly I feel like maybe I should have more focused on a more of a golem looking one. Like, it still could have been humanoid and female, but maybe instead of having all the joints connected, maybe the arms could have been bigger and more bulky. The legs could have been more bulky and could have been disconnected. The one I called Rampage, I honestly feel that one really takes on the amount that I've been learning when it comes to texturing. But again, I feel like I went too into the human aspect of the design. The only one I feel really proud of getting much more of an alien look was the Miku one being turned into an alien, because she just came out looking a lot more were-fox alien looking thing, especially with the Omnitrix. I don't know, I feel like personally I could have spent a little bit more time on designing these, but maybe you guys can let me know in the comments below what you guys think. But anyway, I hope you all really enjoyed this video. I really did try my best, and also big shout out to anime artist 154ever for the inspiration to do Genshin characters as Ben 10 aliens in the Omnitrix. It was a very clever idea that you threw my way, and I hope I did well. And I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Please leave a like and a comment, click the bell, and please subscribe. I would love to be able to see that you guys are enjoying this. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. This was Silver Mellow. See you guys in the next video.